Hey Dave,
Yes.
how do you spell Avengers?
I have no idea.
Huh.
But I know how to spell hype. Well, we just got back from seeing Avengers, like everyone else on the planet. So this is full spoilers. So we're going to talk about the movie in detail, kind of review it and discuss it all in one big giant spoiler. So if you haven't seen it,
Yes,
one, go see it. Why haven't you yet? Are you living underneath a rock?
go see it.
Please go see it. And Chris,
Dave.
what did you think about Avengers Endgame?
Well, first off, I think, like you said, going forward, this is spoiler territory. I have to give a second warning
Okay.
because I don't want people getting mad.
Yes,
Like,
please.
it'll be in the description, but,
Please.
you know, go see it. Anyway, going forward. Uh, Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
would
not
you
going to
give
give this a score.
You're not. Higher than an 8.
I'm not going to give it a score. This is one of a weird movie because it is like the culmination. It is the finale of what is this, a 20-second movie
Yes.
of all these storylines coming into play. And so if you've seen the movie, hopefully you have, it goes back into so many of the movies and the stories and resurrecting characters that have died or that have been in these past movies. And it's weird because it is this finality. It is this finale to the end of all those. I mean,
Yeah.
this wrap up,
Right.
and it's hard for me to just drop a number on that. Like, oh, this is a 9. This is an 8. Like, it was very well done.
Yeah.
I mean, all these characters that you come to know and love and enjoy.
Yes.
And it's hard for me to just slap a number on that. But you can go ahead and slap your own number on it.
I'll
I don't
slap a
care.
number on it. I'll say this is an 8.
Okay.
I wanted to go a little higher, but like you said, this is a very difficult movie to rate because you have that, all those stories. Like the third Lord of the Rings, how it just wouldn't end. You're like, come on, why is it ending? But because of that entire story. Well, this is 20, one other story. So, well, not really, because you have a lot of those that are still have sequels left. But at least, Thor and Captain America and Iron Man, like, this is their stories coming to an end, especially Iron Man and Captain America.
Yeah.
I didn't think Thor's story would end like that. That was a little weird for me, so I guess we'll see him in the next Guardians.
I
guess.
this did throw me. I didn't going into this movie. Besides seeing the previews, I didn't read up on
the fan
the
theories
and all that. I wanted to
stayed
just
away
go
from all
in,
that.
just let me experience the movie. So I was like thrown by something. I actually was. I know some people don't like the comical Thor. It doesn't bother me. Like, some of his stuff fell flat in this movie, where it was like, ooh, it didn't work. But some of it was good. At one point, Tony Stark referred to him as Lebowski.
Yes, I did. I was the only person in my row to laugh at that.
I laughed at it too. I was like, "Oh, nobody else got it.
They're too young.
But no, like, I was surprised at how his ended. I'm like, "Oh, are you going to be in the next Guardian?"
At this
Like,
point, he's got to be.
But I'm
so.
actually excited. Like, rather than a Thor movie, you're getting him
I liked
added in.
I liked his attitude. I didn't like his gut and this whole like bumbling fool. I would find if he was a drunk, the same attitude.
He got back,
but I didn't like how unathletic he was. And it's like, okay, you're just kind of slopping around there. Like
5 years.
Yeah,
and he felt like a failure.
He felt like a failure, but I still like to have my old Thor back. Like, I wanted to see him. I mean, he did throw down at the end, which is great.
Yeah.
But I like to see that the back.
He came back.
Thing. Yeah, a little bit.
It showed all the characters as their defeated selves, and they had to rise up.
True. I just thought you could have done another way where he didn't, like, for the comic relief. Oh, look, and now he's fat. Like, okay.
Some of it was okay. Some of it was. It didn't land.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm not. That's not the worst part of the movie. That's just something I personally didn't like. It's not. That didn't detract.
Just a small thing.
Things I didn't like about this movie.
Oh, you're going right to negative.
I'm going right to negative, so I can talk about the positives because there are a lot of positives, but I can get the negative out of the way just to get it out, right out in the open.
Good.
I think to the movie's fault, it takes a little too much time talking about those other characters and kind of spending way too much involvement on them. Like, like Tony meets his dad. Like, okay, that was cute. Do we really need for him to meet him? And Thor meets his mom again. Like, why is this necessary to the plot of this movie? Like, was it really necessary that he meet his mom at any point that actually helped his character? Like, no. Like, oh, Natalie Portman's in it again. Like, okay, great. Yeah, there she is. Hooray. And she wakes up, and she's in the movie for like 3 seconds. A little bit more than Captain Marvel, actually. And
Yeah,
yeah, so
I was
I mean,
surprised by that
Captain
one.
America's lady, with their Agent Carter, she's in it a little bit too. I will say I liked his story ending. Just kind of jumping ahead, I did like that, but I still want to talk about the negatives. It was too much of the time travel stuff. It took too long to get going. I just needed a little more action sprinkled in, and a lot of negative stuff to talk about Thanos, but we'll get to that. I'll get to that.
This is a lot of movie to digest.
Yes, it is.
It is 3 hours and 2 minutes long.
Which it should have been.
It is quite a lot. There's a lot of character moments and character building the first and second act. Third act is just pretty much a gigantic battle and then a wrap up.
Yeah, it was great.
But
Yeah.
like, there was a lot to explain. And I mean, it was slow because I liked the characters, so I wasn't bored necessarily, but it was a lot to kind of build up to. But I don't know if it was a negative.
Yeah, to me, it was a negative. It was just, it detracted. It took away from, I thought, you could have more action here, more battle, where's my superheroes? And they weren't really doing anything back there. Like, there was no big fights, or it was just kind of...
No, there wasn't
Let's have a
anything...
conversation. Let's, cut this vault open. Let's grab this. Like, I don't need to see how Avengers, how it really ended, and how the Agent Shields got there and got the staff. Like, great, I guess you're kind of filling in the holes, but I never really needed to know that. Like, that wasn't in my burning thought. Like, well, how did the staff get there? I was like, okay, well, they got it somehow. I don't care.
See, that didn't bother me. It was kind of fun to revisit.
Certain parts were, but I don't know. I just wasn't a huge fan. I'm fine with the time travel stuff, even though I'm not a huge fan of time travel. But I think
there's definitely some. I'd have to rewatch it to really see where the plot holes.
Well, the Loki that was big.
Gone, and I'm like, well, then where?
Then if they can't get back there, then how do they get?
I don't know. There was definitely some weird thing, but it's time travel. Anytime you get into time travel,
right? Everything messes up.
You're gonna have some issues. But I mean, for what it was, I mean, I assumed going in they were gonna have to deal with some sort of time travel, time stone, whatever, but I feel like almost every character from all the other movies popped up.
Oh yeah, I can't. I just actually think who wasn't there. Like,
it was nuts.
Yeah, just get a checklist out.
So I was very much surprised by that. So, yeah, I would say on that one scene when he goes back and meets his dad, I don't know what that had to do with this. We already kind of knew that.
I guess you
missed
need
his parents.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he
get
needed
why
that
they went back there so that he could see Agent Carter and be like, but even still. He knew that he loved her. Like, we didn't need for him to actually look at her again. They could have grabbed the cube right there in New York. And been
they
done
did
with
it
that.
So he realized, I'm gonna go back.
Right
now that I'm back here,
he could have just kept looking at her picture and been like, you know what? I'm actually gonna show up for the date, and that's all we needed. We could have an end scene where she's waiting for him at the date, and then he shows up, like, happily ever after, yay! And that would have been totally fine. Same movie ending, and I liked his ending. Fine with him sitting there. I could have had him just someone show up and give him the shield, be like, here, he wrote you a letter.
No, I think it was good to have to know that way. It's like, oh, but what if you see him? He's an old man.
He's done.
He's enjoyed his life.
Yes.
It's like, all right, I like that. Ending with him in the living room with her, great. I love it. I knew Robert Downey was gonna eat it.
Oh yeah, I knew too.
However, I'm going straight positives here. I mean,
I like the way he went out. He went out saving the universe. That's what he wanted. His pride was going to play all the way I saved the universe. So,
but it was. I'm fine with that. I loved the I am Iron Man.
Yeah, great.
What a great callback on that one. So that was a good scene. The whole end battle was. I mean, it's like pure superhero
nonsense,
joy nonsense. It
was too ridiculous.
It was so much, but you got to see every single one of them all together.
Yeah.
Where in Infinity War they were all split up, and so you had the different battles going on, and then planet and Earth. This one, it was all the same, but it was like I said, if you've built, if you put time into these characters and watching these movies, and you connect with them. And at the end, it is for enjoying superheroes.
Yeah, if you're a
so-
comic book fan, this scene was
Yeah.
just like the best thing ever.
Especially when Captain America got Thor's hammer.
Oh, it was awesome. That whole when he was fighting
What-
Thanos, that
and
was
dropping
great.
the lightning down onto him.
That was
I
great.
mean,
That was
Thanos was a
awesome.
bit without the gauntlet. Like I feel like even though he didn't have the gauntlet, he was like even more indestructible than
I
when he
thought
had
so,
it.
too.
He was
Like-
a little OP.
Yeah,
Well,
little more nope. And that's my thing with Thanos. I want to get into the negative on Thanos. Like, okay, first movie or Infinity War.
A lot of it
Thanos
felt like
was-
fan service.
I know a lot of it felt like this wasn't the
let-
same Thanos.
He could keep taking a beating from all these people because
Right.
it's like, well, we need to let him take the beating because he's got to do this.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I didn't get into it. Maybe it's me, but I kept having trouble going, this is the same for Thanos. Like, oh, this is a Thanos who really hasn't learned to hate these people yet. He really doesn't have anything against them yet. Like, this is someone who hasn't even gotten the stones yet, who hasn't worked there. We don't really know his character's fleshed out because this is an older one. And now we're throwing him into the scene, and he still has the same motives, same power, same everything. And you're going, but that's not really, like, I didn't learn to hate that Thanos. I learned to hate the Thanos that they cut his head off in the beginning of the movie. So I kind of wanted, like, that showdown, and they ended it within a couple seconds. You're like, he's dead? What? Oh, he's got to come back. Like, if they're going to resurrect everyone, he's going to get resurrected too. Like, that's what I thought that would happen. But it was just, I didn't feel that the desire to, we really have to kill this guy versus it was like another Thanos that we have to stop. And it just wasn't the conclusion I wanted emotionally, if that makes any sense. Like, it was still cool to see, don't get me wrong. But I
but
guess
I don't think
that
it was.
attachment
It was about
wasn't there anymore.
the whole movie was about the Avengers.
Yes, it was. It
Versus
was not really
like
right.
him finding the stones. It wasn't about Thanos finding the stones. It was about the Avengers and their hardships and like trying to deal with this and get back. So it was like it was their movie.
If you watch this
more
back
than-
to back, you'd be kind of confused.
No.
I don't know.
No,
See,
you wouldn't.
that's
The
maybe
only thing
you
I
would-
think
I don't know.
that felt a little more rushed was actually at the very beginning. I liked that the movie started off.
I liked
with
that a lot.
Hawkeye. I was like, oh my gosh, like this movie had a lot of emotion to it.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
did. When
did.
he
a lot of
meets
drama.
Miss Potts, when
So-
he gets off the ship, I thought that was a very good scene.
That real
Scene
quick
with his daughters,
when
was every scene
Captain
with that was great.
Marvel shows up, which I guess
For the 3 seconds that she's in the movie.
I guess I guess they were like, oh, Tony went to a planet and then she was able to go find him. I'm guessing. I don't know. Because at the end of Captain Marvel, she goes, where's Fury? Remember, she goes there and then that scene is not in this movie.
You're right.
Okay, so I think that was basically saying, where's Fury? And they said what happened. I'm guessing she was told to like go find Tony. I'm assuming. So, but then the second she finds him, she's like carrying the ship back, and I'm like, well, they were like, oh, we're out of oxygen in the day. They're 1,000 light years from Earth or something.
And then she's just going to take that ship 1,000 light years.
So that-
so
that felt a little quick, but
a little quick,
But,
a lot quick.
and then there was, I guess just the disagreements with each other at the very.
I didn't mind that.
That was fine, but it just felt like all very rushed up to that point, and then they go and they kill Thanos, and I was like, what is going? I was just like a little.
Yeah. That was
Not confused. I was just like,
That should have waited for
is this
a while
like? I was
longer.
thinking, is this real? That's
thought
what went
so,
through my
too.
head first. Like, is this like a fake reality or something?
Are we
But
gonna
then it
loop
went
time
5
loop or
years, and I'm
something?
going, all right. Now, like, once it jumped ahead 5 years, and I'm glad it jumped ahead 5 years. It wasn't like a month or two.
Yeah, I was fine
I'm
with the
glad
time
the
jump.
time
Yeah.
jump. It makes a lot of sense. But yeah, Ant-Man, I'm glad he had a good part.
did.
I liked his part in the movie.
I'm kind of confused as to Brie Larson, why she's in the press tour of this, because she seriously, and not kidding aside, how much screen time does she have? Less than a minute. It's legitimately, it's less than a minute.
I'd say 2 minutes.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm
The
gonna
very
time it.
beginning, and then there's nothing else where she's on the hologram.
I
Nothing
forgot
through
the
nothing
hologram,
through the
but
entire
okay, maybe
movie.
2
In the very
minutes, you're
end,
right.
she shows up, and there was like that one moment where it was like every woman
Right.
character,
That was cool.
superhero, they all get to, and then just blow.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that was like she was like the leading through. That was like the majority of her screen time. But I was waiting for her to come in. I'm like, where is she?
Oh yeah, I was
You
too.
know,
I was like,
and
she's going to destroy
I'm glad
the
she
ship.
kind
and
of.
she
I
did,
didn't.
yeah.
I didn't know what she was gonna do. But
I thought her character was way underused. I thought it could have been.
I was surprised. Coming off of Captain Marvel, I was very surprised.
I mean, look at Black Panther
But
was in
I think,
Infinity War a
to
lot,
me-
and that just happened a month before
to
Infinity
me,
War
I was
came
a
out.
little worried. I was like, oh, are they gonna just shoehorn her in? to get this next era started, and they didn't at all. It was
No.
very respectful. It was like, all right, like
yeah.
they all got their time. Oh, they all got their time, and she was in for the ride.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So I was fine with that. I think she could have used more. I was fine with seeing more of her in action. I don't know. I feel the movie was missing a battle. Just me personally, like it just felt like there
Somewhere
was a
in the
battle.
middle.
Yeah,
Like,
it just was like, where's another battle? Come on.
I think in place of the battle, there was just a lot of character development. I think there was the finding the stones and
finding
like
the stone thing, and I'm like, okay, that's great, but let's see a fight for those stones. Like I kept expecting
the Hawkeye. I was just surprised by that.
I was too.
When
she's just done.
When they went there, and I thought, who's biting it? Like I was like, unless Thanos comes down to like try to stop him or something.
I thought they're going to kill Red Skull and be like, look now. Oh look,
but
he
they
fell
don't.
down.
They don't love him.
Yeah, no, they don't
but
love him. But you know.
I did think Hawkeye was going to bite it just because, and then she did, and I thought, oh boy.
Well, he had a family and she didn't.
Oh boy.
So that was the whole.
So that was a pretty good surprise. I kind of expected Tony to either die or
get maimed like the Hulk did, like his whole arm tore up or something,
or just be done. Like he was like,
that's it.
I don't know.
This thing off. I never want to be Iron Man again. But you know, then it always leaves it. Yeah. I'm sure his contract was like,
I was upset by that.
I was too.
And
it sucks.
I know some people are like over Robert Downey. I'm not. I like Robert.
He's cool. He's the one that brought the whole his acting and his character that he brought is the reason that we're here. Because we would not have.
It started with him. Like,
if he wasn't as good as Iron Man, good at being Iron Man, we wouldn't have the Avengers at this point.
Thoroughly enjoyed the way he went out. I mean, it was sad, but it was good. Like, it was really good.
No, it was fine. I had no complaints.
I would watch this movie again. I don't know if it was like
really.
Would I go
not quick?
Well, no. Well, I don't know if I would go back
to the theaters or like, hey, it's on DVD. I can't wait.
I want to watch it again because I do like the whole end. Like the battle's good.
I could watch that.
There's a lot of fun scenes leading up. Like I'd like to watch it to be able to like, is this to look for plot holes essentially with the time travel to see
if
it makes sense. There's going to be
some
weird. I know, but it's kind of fun to figure out. But I would say Infinity War is much more rewatchable.
Oh yeah,
much more. I was so glad to see this, and like I liked the way it concluded.
I did too.
I liked the story of how they put. No other direct. I mean, the Russo brothers really did a good job.
I agree. They did a fantastic job.
You think about probably 30 characters. I mean, on the screen at one time. That's a lot to put together.
Yeah,
a lot to put together, and they did a very good job with equal time and giving it to like the original cast members,
which they should have done when they were Captain America, and Thor, and Iron Man were just fighting Thor 1-on-1. I thought that was I wanted more of that scene. I didn't think that was enough. I wanted a little bit more of Iron Man fighting him. We got that kind of Infinity War, but especially Thor. I didn't think Thor really got his day in the sun.
But Thor in Infinity War really got his day in the sun. Like,
yeah, but I just
Captain definitely did in
this
Captain
one.
Captain brought it down. Like that, there were some really cool moments. I don't care who you are, you got to get chills on some of those scenes. He grabbing that hammer.
That was great.
They're swapping back and forth.
That was great. I'm glad he got his hammer back. I thought that was
super
pretty cool. So.
Yeah, well, that's the whole reason with like meeting with the mom.
So where's the hammer now? He took it back in time and it just gone.
Yeah, I'll find it.
I guess
I don't know.
It's out there somewhere. It's just
Falcon. I knew it was going to be Falcon or Bucky who was going to take over as captain. I knew it was going to be.
Yeah, I'm fine with Falcon. Bucky's, he's all right.
Yeah, I'm glad Falcon's taken.
I was surprised they didn't take Iron Man's position. There's no one like, oh, who's the next Iron Man? Like
something will happen.
I guess it's just waiting to see.
But no, negative wise, I didn't have a whole lot. I mean, it was very long. It was a lot of movie.
It was too much.
It was a lot of movie.
They could have shaved a lot off of that, and especially in the beginning a little bit. Not necessarily after they cut Thanos' head off. After that, they could have shaved a lot there, and especially in the time travel areas as they're going back and forth. A lot of that could have been cut back.
There was.
It needed to be another battle scene in between there, where like a really fight for one of those weapons, and not like we lost the Tesseract again, or oh no, we can't get the Power Stone. Like, oh gee whiz, we knocked out Quill. Like, let's see a fight. Like, let's see them actually try to. But I didn't get that, and that was kind of disappointing. And I kept waiting for it. Like, okay, here we go. Now it's another action. Not an action
It's
scene.
a lot of build up.
All right, no action scene. And like, how was Iron Man really in the movie that much?
You mean as Iron Man?
As Iron Man?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
I was kind of expecting that in some way. Like, I wanted him like back in time to someone to mess with him, and he, pulls out the suit. That would have been cool. But or even like to his father. I kind of expecting something like that. Like, oh well, that's how he got this tech or whatever.
Oh, I see. What you mean.
But that's just my thoughts on it. But other than that, so you did find it extremely entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I was glad to go for the experience.
Yeah,
I mean,
was too.
And
People
it's
were
a
clapping.
good movie. It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I'm saying as
Not
far
taking
as
that
the
away. Just had a little issues with
rewatchable,
it.
it's not as. I mean,
No.
it's very well. Like I
Except
want
that
to
last
see
third
it.
act
Oh
is
yeah, third
rewatchable.
act isn't very good, but I think I would rather go watch some other ones because it's a lot of time. 3 hours is a lot of time to put into a movie.
Yes.
I mean, you're like practically Lord of the Rings level.
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
That's right. That's almost as long as the first one.
So,
But,
yeah, I agree. I would say that, but rewatchability. I'd probably watch the third act again. The first part of the movie, I don't think I ever need to watch again. It's just like, okay, well, unless you're gonna find characters, oh, there they are, and moving on.
I could start with them jumping into the quantum realm and like time traveling.
Yeah, that's
Starting there and just be like, here we go. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
so. That's about it, and
Yeah.
that's all I have to say on that.